Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Lavanya.
Good afternoon, everyone. We'll be starting our next session in 2 minutes. Recording चालू असली इथे attendance. His live. Good afternoon, everyone. We are starting our next session. So I have to my humble request to everyone to mute yourself, keep your mics in the mute condition, and also switch off your cameras also, so that everybody can have a good hearing quality and presentations also. So we'll be saving the bandwidth. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ms. Rasiya Pararkar, here to introduce the resource person of today's session, Dr. B.T. Lavani, sir. It is my immense pleasure to introduce such a stalwart to our participants. Dr. Lavani is currently working as a director at Research Center, Janaseva Foundation, Pune. He is a former dean and director of Yashwantrao Chauhan Institute of Social Science Studies and Research, Bharati Vidyapit, Pune. He holds a PhD in social work from Shivaji University and has 35 years of teaching experience. He has published 57 research articles, 14 books, and many more academic publications. He has contributed in mentoring many research students and development of curriculum of various universities. I welcome Dr. B.T. Lavani, sir, in our faculty development program. It is really a very good experience to have you here in CSIBER for our faculty development program, sir. Dr. B.T. Lavani, sir, I request you to start your session. I'm presenting sir's presentation.
Thank you,
So,
Sonia.
yeah, shall I
Can you
start
hear me
presenting
now?
the presentation, sir? Okay.
Please.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, you can. You can go ahead. Hello.
Hello. So the presentation is visible?
Now it is visible. See what I will do. Who will be taking care of
Yeah, myself
this?
only. Just let me know when you want to just say the next. So I will be changing this slide. Is this okay?
No, what I will do. I am operating from a mobile. Oh,
Huh.
hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I am operating from a mobile.
Yeah.
And however, my PPT is kept on my laptop. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm because of internet connection, I am unable to use my laptop.
No, I will update your PPT.
I will be. Yeah,
Just
yeah. What I will do, I will not tell you next. When I change the subject, directly you go
oh,
for the next slide.
okay, okay, sir.
Huh?
Okay, sir.
Because
No
I
problem.
do have my PPT here, same PPT.
Okay,
Okay,
sir. No problem.
and directly you can shift it.
According to your topic, I
Okay.
will change it.
Yeah, yeah. When I come, so immediately you will understand what I
Okay,
mean. Huh?
okay, sir.
So, very good afternoon to all of you, and it's my pleasure to be with all of you. And this is a very interesting topic, working on the research, various research dimensions and all. Yesterday, I was supposed to deal with this topic, and because of some personal difficulties, I was unable to do so. And today, I appreciate the previous session. I could able to attend a few minutes. The session went well, and I'm very happy. The participants are quite active and interactive. So they are putting good questions, and there are many questions which are pertinent to journal, the publication, the scopus, the care listing, etc., etc. This is a big game, that all academics should understand what is happening to research journals. That's something different topic. Sometime we will discuss it. Today, I shall be talking to you on three important aspects. One is intervention research, second is action research, and third is participatory research. These three, when we have a look at it, that they all are a sort of that result oriented researches. And since you are experienced, whatever I'm going to present, this is not something new. I am going to present it. I am going to give you. I am just brushing your memory. Most of you have come to know, must have come to know somewhere in your course of academic life and research activities that intervention research, what is it, action research, what is it, and what is participatory research, what is qualitative research, and what is participatory action research. All these dimensions of research you must have come to know. But we will have a discussion over this, and feel free to interrupt me whenever you want. It's not like that something you want to share or something you want to say, sir. This is something like this. It's a discussion session, not one-way eloquent speech as such. I appreciate efforts of the Department of Social Work and other departments, and Dr. Sonia is a very active academician, and she has been doing a lot of efforts, and particularly this workshop she has conducted very systematically. Her follow-up is very interesting, and all the teachers, all the participants, she has been continuously making some follow-up efforts. Congratulations, Dr. Sonia. Let us come to my slides. Slide number one, we have put it here. That is intervention research. What I'm going to do in the first one or two slides, I will be telling what exactly mean by intervention research, and what is action research, and what is a participatory research. These three, sometime and many a time we use interchangeably with certain different, small changes. Intervention research, the term intervention itself, when you look at it, so we intervene in some of the situations, and we do some activities over there. Intervention research examines the effect of an intervention on an outcome of interest. See, when we have something in our mind, we wanted to bring something changes in the society, or you want to know what is their, desired change you have in your mind. You want to bring some certain changes, and then you think of this intervention. And there are many types of intervention, that not only research intervention. So NGOs intervene for the development of the society, for the development of the people at large. So there are people who are intervening in the political thoughts, political processing, and bringing changes in their decisions. All this is a sort of intervention, we call it. But in the research intervention research means the research that examines the very effect of an intervention. Means you undertake an activity and you implement an activity, and you try to understand the first of all what is the existing condition, and you think of bringing some desired changes, and then in between you conduct a research and you measure the level of change that has taken because of your intervention. The primary purpose of intervention research is to engender a desirable outcome for individuals in need. Say, for example, this is an example I'm giving you: reduced depressive symptoms or strengthen reading skills. This is example I'm giving you today as regards to the education. So it can be there used in the community development, in the rural development, or even in the social change and social development. There also you can use it. When you come to the second slide, next slide, you know that intervention research. Intervention research is the systematic study of purposive change strategies. It is characterized by both the design and development of intervention. This particularly includes determining the extent to which an intervention is defined by explicit practice principles, goals, and activities. So there are some desired goals, there are some principles, there are some activities set for that. So all these things they take place very systematically, and then at the end of this research we come to know exactly what is happened to our desired change. So whether it is really implemented or not, whether we could able to achieve our end goals or not, to measure that, so we have the intervention research. Try to understand this, whether it is a intervention research, whether it is a qualitative research, is a participatory research. There all the research methods are supposed to be used. No, that and rather I call these things as an approach to research, particularly. How you have an approach, how you are thinking of research, what kind of research you want to take, that we are going to take over here. That. So here, qualitative and quantitative approaches are very helpful in evaluation and intervention research as a part of a mixed methods strategy for investigating the research questions. So let me make it very clear that why qualitative and why quantitative, both the methods are mixed method we are using it here. See, you want to bring certain changes. For example, most of us, we are, if I'm right, that most of you may be the participants also, maybe from the social work and social sciences there. And what you want to bring certain changes, and you want to know whether changes has taken place or not. And if you want to know that whether changes have taken place or not, there you should have a pre-intervention data. And for the pre-intervention data, normally we conduct the surveys. So particularly baseline survey is one of the important tool and technique which can be used here. Unless you have the baseline survey, unless you have the community data or the data that is working at a particular project, so you cannot measure the change taken place. Therefore, this intervention research, we use both qualitative and quantitative approaches in the research. Investigators use a two-phase approach in studying or evaluating an intervention. First, we implement a quantitative study. As I told you that you want to bring certain changes. So when you feel this changes you want to know, when you feel this to bring the change, when you understand that really something is lacking over there, or something there is a need to bring the changes. It may be social, it may be political, it may be cultural, it may be so philosophical, whatever is there, all these changes you wanted to bring it. And to bring that change, first you try to understand what is the existing condition, then you go for the conducting the study after the intervention. You may ask which design you will have for this. The most common and strongest intervention study design is a randomized controlled trial. So what is that? A study design that randomly assigns participants into an experimental group or a control group. What is this control group? You know that you have to focus on a particular group for bringing the changes, and that group is nothing but a control group, we call it here. So other designs that includes a pre-post study design, pre-post study design means, so pre-intervention design and post-intervention design. So in a simple way, let us come to the conclusion that the intervention research is nothing but a research study conducted to know the desired impact and the level of impact that is brought in the society after the intervention. So social workers, more particularly, today that is required for them, and they are thinking of bringing the change. And once the change is happened or not, they want to measure it, and to measure that, this intervention studies are conducted. When you come to the next slide, you can understand that what type of research is intervention. So there are two major types of intervention studies. One is controlled clinical trials in which individual subjects are assigned to one or another of the competing interventions, and second is community interventions in which an intervention is assigned to an entire group. So when you look at these two things, that there are individuals, particularly this first model where we are applying, this is applying in the education system where there are psychological problems, there the psychologist can use it, the education can use it to bring the desired change among the students, and we the social workers, particularly the social development people and community development people, we are concentrating on the community, and therefore here the community intervention is one of the important aspects we can see here. There are certain steps in the intervention, particularly the six major steps we consider. When defining and understanding the problem, so it is as good as a sort of process, you can say that. Means first of all you will have to understand the community. So define your community and understand the problems of the community. And if it is an individual's issues, if it is a psychological issue for an individual, okay, and if it is an issue as regards to the educational development of the particular child and the children, then you can go for the individual model there. So here, the first of all try to understand what is the exact problem, and for the development model, I need not and I should not call it as a problem. It can be called as the issue which you want to focus it on. So for example, poverty reduction is there. Okay, unemployment is there and you want to reduce that. So creating employment opportunities are there. Or you want to improve the sanitation conditions in the rural areas. So any issue may be there. So it is not always a problem. If it is a development model, for example, you cannot and you should not call always that it is a problem. So first you will have to define and then understand the situation. Problem means here a situation. Problem means here a requirement. Problem means here a desired goal you want to bring it. What is exactly there you should understand it. Then identifying modifiable determinants. Means once there is a problem is identified, so what are the various determining factors that will have to identify it. Then deciding on the mechanism of change. Then here the mode of operandi. Means first is you will have to identify the problem. Second, you will have to identify the various determinants, the sources and resources and all those things you will have to identify. Then thirdly, you will have to decide the mechanism of the change, what sort of change you want to make it. And here, this is nothing but a mode of operandi. Then clarifying how these will be delivered. So, you should be very clear about the way, about the approach, about the intervention, how you are intervening and how you are going to bring the desired change. And what you are going to deliver. I told you, for example, the poverty elevation in rural area. So what exactly you want to bring? What are the desirable changes? What are the deliverable you want to do it? So you want to bring the sanitation condition in the rural area to improve it. So what are deliverable you have to make a list of it and decide it. Then testing and adapting the intervention. So you will have to test it first. Normally what happens, you should go for a, that you should have some sort of, the pilot approach, you can say that. Suppose you want to implement your intervention studies in a larger scale, then first you make a trial on a smaller thing, and then you understand try to understand the very feasibility of all the process and methods and the other things which are there involved in the research, and then collecting initial evidence of effectiveness. So these are all six methods, we are using there. Then we will come to the second. After that, we are again going to make some comparisons. After that, after the presentation, we will have discussion on this, right? Now we will switch on to the action research. So action research is it's not that old method which we call that. It is in the decade of 1940s, particularly in India. If we say before independence, 1944, Kurt Lewin, a professor of at MIT, he used this term. What is action research? Action research is a philosophy and a methodology of research generally applied in the social sciences. It seeks transformative change through the simultaneous process of taking action and doing research, which are linked together by critical reflection. So what does it mean? You know that particularly if I am right, and action research, Kurt Lewin, when he developed them, he has developed particularly to deal with the small organizations, more particularly the business organizations, the commercial organizations, the organizations which are failing to perform effectively. Then he has thought of, instead of conducting a survey research, he thought of improving the performance of the organization by way of involving all the concerned people, I mean all the stakeholders we call them, and then conducting the research and then bringing the desired change. This is how Kurt Lewin felt it. For example, so earlier I was there in Solapur, and there was in Solapur there were 6 to 7 leading textile industries, and unfortunately one by one, all the textile industries, they have been closed, and today no industries were functioning there. So Lakshmi Vishnu mill was there. There were more than 25,000 workers were working. Narsingirji mill, it was undertaken by the government of Maharashtra, that is Textile Corporation, MSTC, Maharashtra State Textile Corporation. And believe me that it is just because of the negligence of the workers, their attitude and their adamancy, that has led to bring losses to all these textile industries. All the textile industries in Maharashtra, particularly Solapur, they closed. Even I think, if I am right, Kolhapur Shaw Mill, it is closed. In Mumbai was also known for its textile. Many textile mills have been closed. It is because of lack of such studies, lack of such intervention. Otherwise, if it was taken an action research project in those industries as a department wise, as a section wise, definitely I think that those issues would have been solved. That. So my concern here with this approach is that, so this is particularly related to the resolving the problems of the small organization particularly. And that model you can apply to the villages and communities, so to improve the community. If, for example, more particularly in the community today, you know that the caste issues are there, the cultural issues are there, until today there are many social imbalances there. You want to bring resolve and changes in these social and religious and cultural imbalances, then definitely you can implement action research. Let us come to the next slide. You will understand more about this. This is an action research cycle. Have a look at it, you know that one. Here, first of all, you will have to identify and redefine the problem and collect appropriate data, analyze the data, and report the results, take action based on results of data, and evaluate and reflect, and again you can go on continuing the process as long as the problem is not solved. So first is that you'll have to, as I told you in the beginning, you'll have to identify the problem, or you can redefine the problem what is there, and when it's redefined, then you go for thinking of what methodology you want to involve, what sort of people you involve, what are the stakeholders they are concerned, and how you want to bring them in the process of research. All that you can decide it, and after that, so collect appropriate data. Data is collected from the research participants. Here, of course, I'm coming to the next method also, that the participatory research there. So action research and participatory action research also we make it. What is this participatory action research? In the participatory action research, all the stakeholders are the research team members. And why this method is preferred? It is because when the persons who are concerned with a particular issue and problem, they themselves are thinking that yes, this is our problem, and they will understand what is the level of the problem, they will understand how to solve the problem, they will understand who are the parties concerned to resolve the problem, and all of them they will be actively involving, and they will resolve the problem. See, I am from the HR. My teaching specialization is HR, and in the industries there are quality circles. In the decade of 1960 and afterwards, so these quality circle concept had been introduced in the industries. What is the quality circle? You know that quality circle is nothing but a small group of 7 to 8 persons of a particular department. They voluntarily sit together during the lunch hours or during the off hours, not during the working hours, and they will discuss the problems of their department, discuss the problems of the production, not their personal problems, not the problem of the salary, not the problem of the wages, not the problem of the working conditions, not the problem of their promotion. They will discuss the problem related to their production, problem related to the quality of the production, problem related to the speed of their work, and they will suggest to the management, these are the changes required to bring in our department, and accordingly the department will act, and then the decision is taken, then the changes are brought. So this is a sort of similar approach what I am suggesting, that is related to the action research. Let us go to the I told you that this I need not explain. Collecting data, and it is quite natural. Once the data is collected, you are going to analyze the data, and then you have to report the results to the concern, and then based on that you are taking action based on results of data. This part is based on the results of the data, is the real purpose of the action research. I reiterate that action research is nothing but this is a way, an approach, and a method to bring the changes in the organization or among the group of the people or among the particular groups. So already it is discussed that that what is the research process in a diagram. I have shown that. This again in the word form I put it. You can say that selecting a focus, the action research process begins with serious reflection directed towards identifying a topic, clarifying theories, what sort of theories you are going to apply it, identifying the research questions, then collecting the data, analyzing the data, reporting results, taking information, informed action. So this this last step which I said, taking informed action. Informed action means you are informing the participants that these are the desired changes we are going to take it, or we need to take it, and then accordingly it is implemented. Then what are the advantages of action research? It is a high level of practical relevance of the research. Normally, what happens if you look at particularly the research studies undertaken by the academicians, more particularly the social science academicians. We conduct research studies for MPhil, we conduct research studies for PhD, and once MPhil is done, PhD is completed, once it is awarded, thereafter we do not bother about the implication part. We never think of these are the issues concerned, and those have to be dealt with the concerned population on whom we have conducted the study. This has never been dealt by most of the academicians. To me, exact data may not be there. Recently, you must have read an article that how social science research has become most non-utility oriented. I cannot say the term useless because academically it is useful, and intervention wise, action wise, result wise, most of the social science theses are kept in the cells, decorated, and and the action is not taken based on the findings. Therefore, here the action research advantage is that that it is a high level the what you say practical relevance is there to the field, and it can be used with quantitative and as well as qualitative data, because as I told you, it is not only action research, it is a participatory action research. All the participants are there; they are there involved in the process of the research. And therefore, so you are using both quantitative and qualitative data for the study, and possibly to gain in-depth knowledge about the problem. What happens in the survey research? So the depth of the research you cannot expect also. I'm not telling it's not found. You cannot expect also, because in the survey research you design a schedule and you go to the participants. I mean the respondents. You collect the information and you come back. There is no much scope, there is no much time, there is no much money to spend for that, and spend most of your research time with the research participants or the respondents. Therefore, normally the quantitative or survey type research they are not in depth. To go in depth, you need a qualitative approach. Then next slide, you know, to find it disadvantages of action research. So I spoke to you about the advantages, and three advantages I spoke. Here another three disadvantages also there. So difficulties in distinguishing between action and research and ensure the application of both. What happens? The research is conducted the research is conducted while taking action. Simultaneously, it goes on, and the classification or something it's not clear to focus on that. Then delays in completion of action research due to wide range of reasons are not rare occurrences. What happens? In a survey research, you can keep a time bond. Within this time, you can conduct and complete it. But in the action research, what happens? So we concentrate more on the problem solution, resolving the problem. Then, as long as the issue is not dealt with, so we are still there in the field, making some other alternative methods using and trying to solve the problems. Therefore, this is a sort of a delayed procedure. And when it is a delayed procedure, the time factor is there, money factor is there, and more, and particularly for the academicians who are doing research for their academic courses requirement, for example, PhD and MPhil, it becomes very difficult for them in terms of time and money. A lack of repeatability and rigor, action research spiral, that is another way of putting the fact that is plan, act, observe, reflect, and again come to the plan. That is how it happens. The same thing, the design which I shown here already. Action study is a participator study consisting of spiral following self-reflective cycles, planning in order to initial change, implementing the change, and observing observe the process of implementing consequences, reflecting on processes of change and replanning, acting and observing and reflecting. These are the item which you consider here in the research. Same thing I put it in the diagram. I need not explain here. Uh, I hope the slides are changing, madam. Just go for the changes in the slides. Go for the next slide. Next slide.
Okay,
Next
sir.
slide. Next slide.
This
Again
one?
next. आगे आइए. Next
The
slide.
participatory, sir?
हाँ.
This
We
one?
are coming to the. This is participatory action
20.
research.
Slide number
Okay.
20. Slide
Yeah,
number
this
20.
is one. Thi- Yeah, this is correct. No, no. Come back. Come back.
Oh,
No. Come back. Back. This
can you tell me
cannot
the
see
slide
your
number?
slide number.
Participatory action
Previous.
research.
Go back. Go back. Go back. No, no. One more step. Go back. One more step. Go back. Back. You are. Yes. This is. Okay. Abhi next. Next now. Next. This is. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, this one.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you,
This
sir.
one. This one.
I can hear you. This
Okay.
one, na?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Okay.
And see, participatory action research. Participatory action research. I spoke to you in the previous slides also that the action research is not only action. It is a participatory action. Even sometimes I call it as a participatory qualitative approach to the research. And what is this participatory
Hello.
research?
Somebody has start
No,
their mic.
this
Can you
is
please
an
mute yourself?
approach to research in communities
Excuse me.
that
Just a minute, sir.
emphasizes
Just a minute, sir. Somebody has.
participation and action. It seeks to understand. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just wait 1 minute. Somebody has unmuted himself or herself. I
Okay.
request you to mute all the participants their mic. I think it's Mr. Vinay Thorat. Your mic is on, so the background noise is coming. Can you please mute yourself? Okay, sir, you can start.
Okay. Thank you. As some disturbance is there again. Anyhow. Uh, as I told you, the slide is there. You can have a look at the slide. What I'm telling you that participatory action research is a action research that involve all the stakeholders in the implementation of the study. These stakeholders are participating right from the planning of the research, in deciding the objectives, in selecting the research design, in raising the research questions, in preparing the informative sheet for collecting the information. So to say, you can say the interview schedule, you can say, or else some questions related to discussion in the focus group discussion, what to be discussed, what not to be discussed, all that. I mean, in each and every step and in each and every stage of the research, the stakeholders are involved. You may ask me one question: is it possible to involve all the stakeholders? No. If the community or the target group of your research is a smaller one, there it is quite possible to involve all of them. And if it is a larger one, what you can do? you can take the representative from them. So, for example, you want to implement this action research in a particular education institution, okay, which the quality is hampered, and you want to improve the quality of the institution. There, say for example, 3,000 students are there, around 200 teachers are there, understand? And what and all the 3 to 5,000 students are in the process of research may not be possible. Then what we do, we go for the that selecting instrument or something. Hello.
Ha, sir. Yes, sir. So your voice is
Hello.
breaking actually. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello. Mhm.
Yes. Hello.
Am
Can
I
you hear me?
audible? Hello.
You're audible. You're audible, sir, but your voice is
Hello.
breaking.
Am I audible now? Some poor internet connection is there. That's a problem with me. Okay.
Oh, okay.
The internet connection is audible. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. Okay. Uh, so as I told you that in the participatory action research, so all the components of the population, I mean all the stakeholders of a particular issue concerned or a organization concerned, they are there to involve in the research from the day one to the day end and also in the implementation. So I was talking about the advantage of the action research and participatory action research. The advantage is that, see what happens, if I conduct a research and I make a recommendation to somebody, okay, what will happen? The participants may not listen to you though. If they are involved in the decision making, definitely the decision is binding on the participants. Therefore, we make all the participants, all the stakeholders as the participants in during the entire process of the research study. This is the major advantage of the action research. And so participatory action research, you know that it's the three terms we are using: participation, that is life in society and democracy; it's action, engagement with experience and history and research, soundness in thought and the growth of knowledge. So these are the things we do expect here. Let us now we have studied the intervention research, and we have understand we were able to understand the very what is action research and what is the participatory action research. And now we will switch on to the next topic, that is participatory research. These three approaches, know that they are very closely connected each other, and therefore the coordinator put all these three concepts of research in one presentation. Of course, it's very difficult to cover all these. These three are to be conducted in three different sessions if you want to go into the deeper part of the subject. Therefore, what we are doing, we are discussing at the surface level here, because in 1 hour we are discussing three important components of the research. That is the action research is there, participatory research is there, right, and intervention research is there. So two components of the presentation we have completed here. Now we are switching to the participatory research. I made it already clear what is a participatory research in the participatory action research in the previous slide itself. So then also, so we will have a look at one or two slides to understand more in detail what exactly the participatory research means. So researchers work with members of a community to understand and resolve community problems, to empower community members, and to democratize research. So try to understand these three important aspects in one point. So the researchers work with the members of the community to understand and resolve community problems. So first, as I told you are going to define the community problem and to address that problem. There we focus in the participatory research. Then to empower community members. I'm giving you example here because so most of us from the social science background and particularly social work. Therefore, I'm concentrating maybe some, I don't know the profile of the participants in fact. Had I been known to this, I would have been given some other examples also. Anyway, here the second aspect is that we want to empower the community members here. Thirdly, to democratize research. What is democratized research? I tell you what happened. In a elite research, means the academic leaders like us, the professors, right, the university teachers, they conduct research in the community. And the community is completely inactive. They are in a passive mode. They are in a sleeping mode. They are in a non-participatory mode. Nowhere they are involved. Simply we are asking them questions and questions and questions. But they are unable to understand what exactly happening to their community. And you are conducting the study, you are making the recommendation, and you are suggesting to the government to bring certain policies, you are suggesting some organization to help them, etc. Sorry. Therefore, here to democratize the community as far as conducting research means making the community people to participate, means allowing them to raise their voices, allowing them to express their views, allowing them to involve in the decision making process. Therefore, this aspect is of more important in the participatory research. And this only makes a difference between the very traditional survey research and the participatory research. Then the methods of participatory research include group discussions of personal experiences, interviews, surveys, and analysis of public documents. Means here we are using both the primary and secondary sources. When you analyze the public documents, for example, you are working in a rural development, for the rural development in a community, rural community, in a village you are there. So you are using the data that is with the Gram Panchayat, you are using the data that is with the block development officer, you are using the data, that which is available in the other form, and taking that data and making use of that data and meeting the people and getting the primary source data, then you are coming to a particular conclusion. Therefore, here now the other methods, the primary methods which I told you, that is you may have interviews, you may conduct the surveys, you may discuss with the people with the focus group discussion or any other method you can use it. All you can do it and you are coming to you are conducting the research. Next one. So participatory research comprises a range of methodological approaches and techniques, all with the objective of handing power from the researcher to research participants. Just I made an attempt at to democratize your research. To democratize your research means giving power to the research participants. The research participants are the people who are the end users, who are the end users of the benefits of the research, and therefore they should know exactly what they want. Therefore, here, so that the power is transferred and given to the research participants who are often community members or community-based organizations. You cannot go away keeping these community-based organizations outside and conduct the research. Therefore, here the community-based organizations and then the community people are the real people who are going to take the decisions as far as the participatory research is concerned. Then, in participatory research, participants have control over the research agenda, the process and actions. In in the research, there are three important components. That is, that the research agenda is there, the process is there, the actions are there. So here, the the people, as I told you, the real end users of the benefit of the research, they will have the control over this, the control over the research agenda, the process of the research, and the actions that you are going to take will all depend upon the will and wishes of the research participants. Then, most importantly, people themselves are the ones who analyze and reflect on the information generated in order to obtain the findings and conclusions of the research process. So, ultimately, what it tells that everything is done taking the people into confidence, and then we come to the conclusion, and then we try to implement the agenda, whatever it is. So therefore, here, as I told you, the participants of the research. Normally, in the elite research, what we say, we call them as the respondents. But here, they are not the respondents; they are the participants. They are there having control over the total research process, research methods and techniques and findings and implementation and everything. They have a voice to take a decision. Then there are a few more points which I should focus on. That participatory research involves inquiry. Participatory research also involves inquiry. In all the researches, inquiry is there. In all the form of research, inquiry is there. And this inquiry in survey method is more and more related to a sort of questions and asking and getting the answer in the form of questionnaire and schedule. But here, the more of actions are also there. Then people not only discuss their problems, they also think about possible solution to them and actions which need to be taken. In our part of research, in other methods of research, what happens? So the participants are not involved. So here the community people, so they can discuss the problem and they will also think about the possible solution. I tell you, we are the best persons to solve our problems. No counselor, no, the third party, no consultant will help you to resolve your problems. You understand your problems better than the others. Therefore, here what is happening, the research participants are given opportunity and they are taking the decisions. And then, what is again the other two, three components, that the challenge is there. The challenge is that the views of the most marginalized people are, by definition, largely absent in public forums, which further excludes them and in turn amplifies the perspectives of the more powerful groups. What happens in the community? There are many dimensions out there, and there are powerful and powerless people are there. And always the powerful people will just give me one minute. Today
Hello.
we have no power, therefore I'm worried. Hello?
Ha, your voice was not audible, sir.
Hello?
Hello. Yes.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, no, okay. What happened? Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can hear
Okay.
you, but the voice is
Okay.
breaking in
So
between.
the challenge is that that in the participatory research, because of the poor internet connection, that's a problem today. What happened? I don't have Wi-Fi today because of the lack of electricity. Okay, I'm using my mobile. Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear? Little louder. I'm speaking. Hello, hello,
Ha, yes, sir. You are
hello. Can
audible.
you hear me?
You are audible now.
Hello,
Yes, sir. Hello.
hello,
Hello.
hello.
You are audible, sir. You can continue.
Okay, okay. Uh, tell me. Yeah. Can you know? Yes. Okay. Thank you. I will proceed. See, the major challenge is that in the community, when we conduct the participatory research, as I told you, there are always two types of groups. One is powerful group, second is powerless group. Okay. The powerless group is nothing but the vulnerable and marginalized group. Say, for example, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, the women, the handicapped, the elderly people. Understand? All these people, they are marginalized and they are powerless. And here the challenge is that, you'll have to see that you'll have to balance both the group. And we'll have to see that the powerless population is also entitled in the research process and the research finding and the implementation of the research. So therefore, bring these people and perspectives, policy process, and all these things you'll have to consider here. Therefore, and then the participatory research is one way that these perspectives can be articulated and brought together. Then next slide, please. You may go that. There are certain the concepts which are there related to the participatory research. So participatory, next slide please madam. Next slide so that people can, right. The participatory research involves the active and continual engagement of stakeholders in a study, investigation or assessment where the participants hold power of control over the process that is equal to or greater than the researchers. See, the summary of this point is that this the participants are sometimes more powerful, sometimes more powerful than the researchers themselves. Therefore, so the participatory research is considered is one of the very unique method of research study. How you can accomplish this? You can accomplish this through a mutual, respectful partnership between researchers and uh, then recognition that local knowledge, expertise, and resources are critical. Means that the local knowledge you are going to take into consideration. What happens? The local knowledge is more important. The people have many answers to their own problems, but we the researchers should boost that and help them to understand and help them to use lend their knowledge to the research study. Their expertise and other available resources will have to take it up. And it is a joint development of research design. What is participatory research? It is a joint development of research design. It is not one way. It is always a two-way. That and full collaboration in implementation, observation, and monitoring, analysis, interpretation, and communication of results. All this is done togetherly with the research team. So, building in the potential that co-production of knowledge during the process can generate ownership, equality, and empowerment among the participants, increasing their capacity to make or contribute to more informed decisions and to take action. So this all the some of the points which are sometimes a sort of repetitive terms which I need not explain again. Next slide, if you go, you can say fundamental principles of participatory research. What are they? You know that democracy as a precondition for participatory research. I already told you in the previous slides that democracy to all the segments of the population, more particularly the vulnerable group, more particularly the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, women, the handicapped, and other people, they should be given opportunity to raise their voice, to instead of using the raise their voice, to contribute their knowledge, to contribute their performance, to contribute their says to the participatory research. And then the need for a safe space for that. Then who participates? How is the community defined? That also will have to be taken care. And then different degrees of participations. Here degrees means levels of participations. What happens, I tell you, say for example, the participants in the community people. So you cannot say the drafting of the research report. In the drafting of the research report, common man, sometimes an illiterate man also there as a part of the study team, he cannot write the report. But who is writing? The research team is writing the report. But while writing the report, you are taking orally their own contribution to the study. That you will have to take into consideration. Next slide, please. Next slide. Madam, next slide. Huh. These are a few of the examples, that how the you are here involving every category of the population, and it's like a teamwork they are doing it. Just for example, I'm showing you. Next slide also you can show, madam.
Yes, sir, I'm showing.
And yeah, just 2-3 slides are there. Let them have a look at it. Here women are there involved in the that process. Here some sort of collecting data, recorded it. That.
Okay. Next, sir.
Okay. Now, yeah. Now next. Come to the next. How much time is with me now? I think.
Sir, actually.
Still time is there with me?
Not much, sir. Actually, 10 minutes are there, and then we have to take question answer session for 10 minutes. So our this session ends at 1:45.
Okay.
So if possible, you can conclude in 10 to 15 minutes.
Definitely. 1:30 I will complete it. Is it okay?
Yeah, sir, definitely.
Another 7 minutes. It is 1:23 now.
Yeah. Okay.
Let us. What are the methods used in participatory research? That the research studies use a range of techniques. These include focus groups and multi-stakeholder meetings, participatory inquiry. Some of the photos I have shown you how the data were collected. How the data are collected. You can find it over there. And action research. As I told you, see, in the beginning of my talk, I told that the intervention research, the participatory research, action research, participatory action research, these all are the approaches of participatory research. research which are meant for the development of the individuals, groups, and communities. This has to be borne in mind by all of us who are there acting as the researchers. And in different phases, we have different approaches. Again, as I told you, the solving of the individual problems, that students are there, psychological distress is there. There you are using the action research. They are using the intervention research. So that all we need to make it, distinction, and we'll have to make a comparison also. And then we should make it as a supplementary and complementary to each other. That. So focus group and multi-stakeholder meetings are there. Participatory inquiry is there. Action research is one of the methods that is used there. Oral testimonies and the story collection as a foundation for collective analysis. So digital story, photo messages are there. Drawing and essay writing competitions. So what happens so that just have a look at these methods. Participatory video and immersion. All these shows that in the participatory research, maximum efforts have been done to enter into the deeper part of the problem. Because if you use the different methods with the different people, and people will have more chance to explore themselves. They will open out themselves. They will tell 100 facts to you. If you go to the people with a questionnaire and an interview schedule, asking one question and close questionnaire if it is there are multiple choice of answers. The respondent is having more choice to go for the fifth option. Therefore, here the qualitative research, participatory research use much importance to the, public at large, and then there is a scope to enter into the deeper part of the problems. Then this is again the process. Have a look at next slide, madam, please. You can just. So,
Yeah.
what are the objectives, and how does it serve? To whom it serve? You know that it is in the chart entirely given. I do not want to go point by point, 10 minutes with others. Therefore, just have a look at it. And this is nothing but the design that is related to the previous slide only. Next, madam.
Yes, sir.
Characteristics of a participatory research. So, what are the characteristics? People are the subjects of research here. This we cannot forget it. In the survey research or in the allied research, I call it, that the subjects are not given much importance. The subjects means participants. They are the people who are the part of the research. The dichotomy between subject and object is broken here. That means the difference between the researchers and on whom we research, the population, you cannot separate it. They are one and the same. People themselves collect the data. See, another beauty of the participatory research is that the data are collected by the entire group. That is the community itself. We make different groups, different communities, different methods. We use it, and then we collect the data. So the second characteristic of the participatory research is people themselves collect the data and then process and analyze the information using methods easily and understood by them. Then through knowledge, the knowledge generated is used to promote action for change or to improve existing local actions. This is the soul of the participatory research. I am using the term, this is the soul of the participatory research. Why? Because whatever knowledge you are going to generate, whatever the findings you are bringing, that is all used to improve the existing local conditions of the people. It means that whether it is an intervention research, whether it is action research, whether it is a participatory action research, whether it is this participatory research, all these are having only one end goal. That goal is nothing but whatever your research studies findings are there, whatever the outcome is there, that is all used for the benefit of those people. So this is the important another characteristics of the participatory research. Then the knowledge belongs to the people and they are the primary beneficiaries of the knowledge creation. Means the knowledge is created by them and knowledge is used for them. This is the another characteristics of the participatory research. Another important characteristic is that research and action are inseparable here. Research and action, they are inseparable. They go hand in hand. This is the another characteristics of this participatory research. Then research is a practice rhythm of action, reflection, where knowledge creation supports action. People function as a organic intellectuals. There is a built-in mechanism to ensure authenticity and genuineness of the information that is generated because people themselves use the information for their life improvement. This see what happens many times we make a fun of the survey research, more particularly the students or some of the survey researchers go to the community. How do they collect the data? How they come out of the village? Jokingly, we tell that the research under the banyan tree, research under the banyan tree. मराठी मध्ये झाडाखालचा research. The data collector in the survey research should have an understanding of the community, where to go, when to go, how to go, whom to approach. Instead, what they do, 10 to 5 timing is there. I don't want to take the name of the, in Solapur when I was there, I had conducted one important major project of the NIRD. And the other things I do not want to tell you because NIRD is one of the reputed organization. Okay. What happens? These researchers, 10 to 5 timing if they have, they will go to village in the afternoon, 10:30, and 10:30 morning, and they will be there afternoon sitting in the under the tree or at the Gram Panchayat office, and all the people, farmers and other workers, they will go to farm. You cannot find anyone there in the village, and then these researchers, we have come here and today we will have to complete the data collection from this village, and they will start asking the questions to the elderly people sitting there, the vagabondas boys and sitting over there, and they will collect the information in a vague manner and they will come back and process it. I do not say everything is done like that only. Many a time our data, even census data, you know that, so during the census, we make very hurry, you know that. The facts are not properly informed, and this is more important here in the participatory research. What happened? There is no scope for the data which you can say the bogus data, the irrelevant data, the data which is not authentic. If I want to use the term instead of bogus, the data should be authentic, and this authenticity is more and more found in the participatory research. Then the key process of participatory research, that is the collecting information, reflect and analyze it. I am not going to explain it because the time is also one of the factor. Am I audible, please?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So the first step is that is collecting information. I am leaving that preparatory stage, leaving aside. In the implementation phase, of the participatory research, the first is that collecting the information, that is, then reflect and analyze the data, then use the results as a knowledge base for life improvement. This is the major focus in the participatory research, using the knowledge for the improvement of the community. And whenever possible, the document the results for wider dissemination for the creation of the people's literature. What happens? There is always a hue and cry. People talk that the indigenous literature. Indigenous literature is not the literature translated from English to Marathi, English to Kannada, English to Tamil and Telugu, or the Western books made simplified and written in Indian English. No, it is not like that. The indigenous literature, the Indianization of the literature, this is created by the people, for the people, and by the people. And the people are writing that. The knowledge is generated by the people, the knowledge is disseminated by the people, the knowledge is used by the people. This is the focus of the participatory research. Here, the role of the outside professional. When conducting the research, what happens? Next slide, please, madam. Just when you are conducting the research, you know that there are outside groups also. So they are improving the people's access to new information and formal knowledge. What happens? Next slide, madam. Here, when we say participatory research means we are not supposed to take any outside things. No, we can, we must, we should take outside knowledge, outside information also. But it should be in the form of guidance and suggestion. So to improve the people's access to new information and formal knowledge, new technology, you can take the use of the outside resources and outside help, outside organization. Then introducing local people to experience from outside their environment. So it is the vice versa, you can say that. Then throwing up relevant issues or problems for local people to reflect on and analyze, and then assessing them in coming to their own conclusions. So in a way, in this way, you are taking the help of the outsiders for the improvement of the quality of the research and its use. Then the reduction of intellectual dependence. What is this? You know that the participatory research method is one of the approach where we are trying to reduce the influence of the intellectual people who are outsiders like me and like you, who are purely academicians. If we are not going to the field and only conducting field studies, whenever data is required, we go to the field and then we come back, and then there is no connectivity, no relationship with the community. So therefore, the outside researchers, their influence should be stopped here, and that is one of the characteristics of the participatory research. So participatory research is an important means of building people's capacities, their intellectual capacities, and thus reducing their dependence on the outside professionals and the outside intellectuals. Means it should be self-supported. There must be self-sufficiency by to the research team itself. Then intellectual dependence is a subtle process which makes people feel small and thus dehumanize them. What happens when you go to the community as a researcher? You know that in the minds of the people, it comes that the outsider is something great, and therefore they reserve themselves. They are unable to express their original feelings. Then they become artificial, and they will try to give the information only which you like. The original information will not come out it. Therefore, if you make the people knowledgeable, if you are using the outside technology, outside theories, outside methods, outside persons inviting for a discussion and all, then you enhance the knowledge and performance of the local people. Then they are empowered, then they are quite confident, and then they will very much use all their findings in resolving the problems. Then there is again that ultimately what I want to make a clear understanding that so the community should be self-sufficient in all respect as far as participatory research is concerned. And otherwise what happens, as I told you, the elite class will be there. The elite class will try to make influence on the local people, and ultimately their life and their happening. Therefore, outsiders who assist the people to engage in participatory research must of necessarily be highly sensitized persons who are willing to dialogue with people on more or less equal terms, who are willing to adopt a horizontal mode of communication, no vertical mode of communication. The person coming from outsider should not feel that I am something different, knowledgeable person, and therefore I am going to give you a knowledge. This sort of mindset will not work at all in the participatory research. The outside persons, outside sources should match with the community and the very existence of the community should not be damaged at all. Thus, the participatory research seeks to de-elitize and demystify research, thereby making it an intellectual tool which people can use for life improvement. In a way, I would like to conclude that. So, my dear friends, dear participants, please have a look at all your PhD thesis, all your MPhil thesis, all the research projects funded by the UGC, research projects funded by the different ministries, research projects funded by the ICSR and other funding organizations. Where are those theses and reports available today? They are beautifully shelved in the university libraries, and they are shelved in the bookshelves of the researchers, and the dissemination work is not done. The implementation part is not done. Therefore, today, let us, we all will make an effort and decide ourselves, let us go for the intervention research. Let us go for the participatory research. Let us go for the participatory action research. Let us go for the participatory. All these are supplementary and complementary, and we will use this. And see, my dear friends, if you ask me and if I ask you, the answer will be same that what is the end goal of any research? It may be a technological research, it may be a research in the scientific field, it may be a social science research, it may be a research of economics, etc. The end goal of any research is to help the people to live their life with dignity, is to help the people to make their life comfortable. And this is the end goal of the research. So let us pledge today, decide today that whatever research studies we are conducting will be most useful to our research participants and community at large. With these terms, I thank the organizers for inviting me and the participants. I was thinking that in between some questions would be there. Of course, now there will be many questions, I know. So all of you very patiently listen to me. I thank you all once again. And let us hope in future we will collaborate and conduct such research studies in future. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for your enlightening
Yes.
speech. The session is open for question and answer for 5 to 10 minutes, as we are running short of time already. So here I think Shiror sir has already raised his hand. So I request him to ask his question or comment on the session.
Dr. B.T. Lavani, sir. Hello.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Most welcome.
No, your presentation was really extraordinary. And within 1.5 hours, you have covered so much of material.
Thank you, sir.
And you mentioned
Yes,
the
sir.
reality
Yes, sir.
and the bold statement.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
and the problem of any research is our society.
Yes, sir.
And this ought to reflect in the policy. Right? And the government.
Yes,
Government has
sir.
to take initiative to consider
Hello.
the end or results of PhDs. Not clear?
Voice is little, sir. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Unable to.
Is it clear?
If you write message also, I can see the message here.
Hello.
Hello.
Just 1 minute.
Yes, sir. Please, please.
Am I audible now?
Tell, sir.
Hello. Sir.
Yes, sir. Very much clear. Yes, sir.
Your presentation
Yes, sir.
is
Very much clear.
and you have made very bold statements on ground reality of data collection.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you also
Yes,
said
sir.
that most of the universities, institutions, the research work which has been done by students and scholars are kept for exhibition. Why it is happening? Why it is happening?
Yes,
We have to
sir.
answer. We are responsible citizens of our nation. Let
Yes,
us
sir.
work on that. Let's work on that for future
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
generation.
Yes, sir.
And thank you so much. Congratulations,
Yes,
sir. Thank you so much.
yes, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. If anybody else is having the question, they can unmute themselves and ask the question.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the wonderful session, sir. We remember the participatory research appraiser and research methodology. Sir, my doubt is, what points will be there in research methodology when we adopt the participatory approach, like example, hypothesis, sample, data, data analysis?
Yes, sir. So, please once again repeat. Can you repeat? Some disturbance is there.
Sir, he has already entered his question in the chat box.
Should I check it now? Just
can I read? What points will be there in research methodology when we adopt a participatory approach? For example, hypothesis, sample size, data analysis, etc.
Yeah. See what happens, sir. I don't know who is this person asking question. Anyhow, doesn't matter. Here I made it very clear. These are the approaches to research. Okay. Here, all the methodology you are using there. Your hypothesis you are using, objectives you are using, the research design which you are using that. So all those are there. You cannot separate them. Okay. It is the only focus we are going to change here. The method, for example, intervention research. You want to conduct intervention research, here you will have to follow all the research methods. For example, framing the objectives, framing the research questions, framing the hypothesis, then the framing all over some sort of list of questions, what to be asked and all. Everything is followed. Data processing, all the procedure is same. There is nothing different. Okay.
Yes, sir. Anybody
Next,
else
any
who
questions?
wants
Any
to
questions?
ask a question? I think the sir's presentation was quite self-explanatory, so it is quite clear, and so people don't have any doubts. So I express my gratitude towards Dr. Lavani sir for his guidance, and he has guided us about the types of research, the intervention research, action research, participatory research, and ultimately the all must be used for the benefit of the community. The goal of the research should be to benefit of the community. So he also shared some of his experience regarding the ground reality of the research and while conducting the research. So the research ethics also he has covered in his speech. So I think it was not only an academic kind of thing, but also a how to carry out how to carry out a research in a good way also. So thank you very much, sir, for your valuable guidance. Thank you very much. So I declare here the session is ended, and we'll take a break for a lunch, and we'll meet here again at 2:30. So thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your nice moderation. Your moderation is quite good.
Definitely, sir. Thank you. Over to Sonia, ma'am. I think she has to do some of the announcement. So I will hand over the session to her. Thank you.
Thank you, Raja ma'am. It was really indeed a great session. Dr. B.T. Lavani, sir, it is really our pleasure and privilege to have you, sir. And it was a wonderful presentation. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation. Hello, am I audible, sir?
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Dr. Sonia.
Participants, it's my honest request
Yes, yes, I'm audible.
to please keep your mics mute during the sessions because it will be creating problems,
Thank you. Thank you.
and cameras off also. Uh, I have been sending links on this chat box today. One is for the confirmation of the that you are going to participate for this FDP, because last time many of them had a problem. So only 137 are showing have filled the link. So if there are anybody else who have not filled that link, kindly do so. It's in the chat box. And day one link is the attendance link for your day one. Though we are automated our attendance, we would like to have your personal confirmations also. So and both the attendance meet as well as the Google form will be monitored, and your attendance will be sent to Atal. Without your proper attendance of 80%, you are likely not to get the certificates. So kindly cooperate and be present for all the sessions. It's for your benefit we are doing this. Secondly, day one is for session 1, 2, and 3. Day two's link is for session 4, 5, and 6. And the third link will be sent to you shortly. That will be for the third session. I mean, for today's day 3, session 7, 8, and 9. You have to put presentee on all the 3 sessions. It's on the day basis. Kindly cooperate. We will be joining at 2:30 with Dr. K.S. Hari. Today is his last session for the day, that is on sources of data collection and presentations. Kindly join me by 2:20 so that after your lunch, so that we start with the sessions immediately. So signing off for now. Thank you once again, one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lavni sir. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation, sir. Thank you so much. And we will be sharing the PPTs.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you, madam.
Very,
Thank you, madam.
very much. We'll be sharing your PPT by evening today.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Very good. Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.